Hi, this is Danny from Mob Rules. In this Danny's Hot Take, I'll be reviewing the Vigilus Narrative campaign, available in the Vigilus Defiant book. So the first section that I'm going to show you today is the campaign rules. The campaign rules is one of many different rules sections that are available in the Vigilus Defiance book. The first start is actually running campaigns on Vigilus. So it goes through a narrative campaign that you can fight on Vigilus, along with gaining glory points for yourself to determine who is the winner of the campaign. When organizing, the campaign is recommended between 4 and 16 players, and if there's an odd number of players, then you can actually have them it's got some suggestions for that later on as well. So what the campaign consists of is 3 different phases of 6 different rounds, and each round consists of a game that is played between 1 or multiple different opponents. So it kind of details narratively like what actually happened during this time period, and then some special rules to help to reenact those battles and make them seem a little bit more realistic. So in addition, at the end, you get special glory points as well for completing special objectives, which are detailed, and this gives you a page number on what those different things are. So first phase, second phase, and then finally a third phase, each with 6 rounds and multiple special rules. And you can see as the rounds go on and the phases go on, the more special rules and the more cool abilities and things that you have for your army. Then it has just doing generic campaigns in the Imperium Annihilus. So it has setting up the campaigns and then a Annihilus events table, which has like some random different game effects that you can apply to your missions. So for instance, the first one here is a null tide. So models are not able to use invulnerable saves, which sucks if you're an army that really needs those, like demons or something similar. But you know, hey, it's a for fun game, so give those Grey Knight players a chance. So then they have listed like some different various different narrative missions that you can play, along with some special rules that harken back to days of yore. So we have things like reserves and sentries and sustained assault to bring those troop choices back onto the table and keep playing with them. And then it kind of goes through some really cool different missions that also have special stratagems that you can use for the attacker and the defender. So the first one here is a convoy. So you're trying to get across the table. It's a pretty cool mission as well. I would definitely like to try some of these. I really wish this book had come out like maybe a few months earlier so that our narrative campaign that we're doing right now, we can use some of the stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to kind of midstream incorporate some of these because these seem like really fun missions. So they have hold your gains and storm the lines. Extraction, try and get out of dodge, which is always a really fun mission. Trying to escape the table. There's a running battle, data recovery, something I do professionally. The Delta of Flame. Well, this one seemed really cool to me because this one had the Promethium Inferno rule, which is at the start of any battle round after the first, the defender can choose to detonate the thermocharges to ignite the Promethean Soot Delta. If they do so at the start of that battle round, roll a d6 for every unit that is on the battlefield. On the roll of a 6, that unit takes d3 mortal wounds. Repeat the process at the start of each subsequent battle round and reduce the roll needed by 1 each time. So the following battle round after, it'll be d3 mortal wounds on the roll of a 5+. So brutal against those armies that have like a low number of like really elite units, because you're going to set them on fire, and that's awesome. And then you have also like some mission veteran things that you can use as well. So there's like a unit of Sikaran Ruststalkers and a Dakajet that you can make special veterans for this mission because they were like known to have fought this. Seems really, really cool. That one's Angels of Death Descend, Forlorn Charge. Everybody likes a little Forlorn Fury. Behead the Viper. So, and each of these missions also has like special units that are that were like known to fight in these particular engagements. Breach the Quarantine, Carnage in the Spires. And then, if that wasn't enough, right, there's also battle zones. So I like to, like, one thing I'd like to say, one of my favorite things that they had in the last 40K edition that I never actually got to try out were the different worlds that they had on there. So some worlds were like ice worlds or low gravity worlds or stuff like that, and they had rules for that in the 40K book. And this gives you some like battle zones to like recreate some of that stuff. So the first one they have here is a Wasteland Dust Storm that has like a random table edge you roll off, and that's where the dust storm comes from. So it like can block line of sight to units there. There's the Tundric Blizzard. So like fighting in a blizzard, that sounds awesome. Who wouldn't want to do that? Warquake, that's what we had in Anchorage here, like this last week. So that's pretty thematic for us. I'll definitely be asking my opponents to play that one. And then we have Geothermal Eruption. And then a Spirescape. So this one is like, I think this one you fight like basically like it's supposed to be like a plains. Yeah, so there are like plateaus, so units that don't fly can participate, but otherwise like there's a bunch of negative space, so you're actually like jumping between the different plateaus, which seems really fun, like especially if you have like, you know, a bunch of jump pack guys, like some Storm Boys versus some Assault Marines or Tau Suits versus Flyers. That seems like that could be a really, really fun mission. And then there's a Gene Stealer Infestation battle zone. And then there's the War Zone rules. So these ones in particular, like there's, like these are for particular war zones within Vigilus. So you have like rules for the Hyperia Hive Sprawl. This one's cool because it has an optional rule for adding enemy snipers. Each time a unit finishes a move in this section of the battlefield, roll a d6 on a 6+, they suffer 1 mortal wound. So you can use like sections of the tables and kind of determine like, or if certain sections like fall under this, like you can have like part of the table be Hive Sprawl, but then it like breaks way to Forest or whatever else you want to do there, which is really neat. They have ones for Mega Borealis, which is another hive city. Then they have the Wastes. They have the Otek Hive Sprawl. I think this one's by the. Oh, this one was the Arbites were super hard on people here, but they're all Gene Stealer cultists now. So, and then they have the Mortwald, which I assume means Death Forest. So that being said. I was Danny from Mob Rules. So like, follow, subscribe. You'll see all that information at the end of the video here. And thanks for tuning in.